Boy, do we have a good one today. I have to talk about the new game from Dreamhaven, which is another video game company founded by ex-Blizzard developers. And maybe you haven't noticed, but yeah, I used to be a massive Blizzard fan. It was one of my favorite, if not my favorite video game company back in the day. The interesting thing about Dreamhaven is that it has teams within the company working on different projects. One of these teams is Moonshot Games, and the other one is Secret Door, which is the one developing the game that I'm going to be talking about today, Sunderfolk.
Welcome to Arden, an underground haven for resilient animals who make their homes under the light of the Bright Shard. The citizens of Arden call upon you. Gather your friends and assemble a team to fight against the shadows of the Sunderlands. Arm yourself and take on a new adventure where your fate is within your hand. Play as a unique character with specialized skills, working together to solve puzzles and battle monsters in the dark caverns.
I believe that the most interesting part about this game is how it's trying to streamline and simplify the board game Dungeons & Dragons experience for regular users, which can end up having an impact similar to the one that Hearthstone got when it was released. Because remember, Hearthstone wasn't the first trading card game out there, but it streamlined the process and the playing experience so much that it became very accessible to people who wouldn't even consider playing those type of games. It also added a lot of flair to it, right? The experience of playing a card in Hearthstone was very rewarding. You have these amazing animations, everything looked very alive, you were even able to play with the board, so it was a very pleasant experience. And I believe the same thing is going to happen here. The second most interesting aspect to me is the way this game is supposed or meant to be played.
Sunderfolk is a tactical turn-based RPG that you play with your friends, family, and loved ones.
It's focused on cooperative play in person, and it's really at the heart of what we're trying to do as a studio.
We were, with Sunderfolk, really trying to create something that would inspire people to get together in person. We wanted to feel similar to a game night, getting together to play a board game, or getting together to play D&D with a group of friends or family or loved ones that you really care about, and to share that experience together side by side.
The board game table is something very special, and we want to create a video game that has those same elements. So we focused on this idea of collaborating together. We're using the phone in everyone's pocket as the control interface, and your phone being the controller allows you to have your own information as well as roll out only the information needed at any given time.
You also have the board space, which is what we kind of describe as the main screen. This is the spot that all the shared information will be, and it is really trying to parallel that experience of I've got a hand of cards and a board on the ground in front of us.
This is a turn-based tactical RPG adventure meant to be played as a couch co-op experience, in which your phone becomes your controller. Yeah, this is taking Jackbox party game concept in which you scan a QR code and your cell phone becomes your controller, but applied to a board game Dungeons & Dragons type of experience. But don't worry, even if you're a solo player, you're gonna be able to play this game solo. You're just gonna be controlling all the players yourself. And as far as I understand, other players are gonna be able to join your session whenever you want them to. I assume it's gonna be similar to something like Baldur's Gate 3, but the gaming experience is gonna be much simpler than that game. Also, I couldn't find information about whether the co-op is only gonna be available as a local experience. I assume there's gonna be online co-op as well. I just haven't been able to confirm it. And actually, I think it would be a shame if it doesn't. I completely understand the push for local co-op experiences like we used to. It's just that we live in a time where we actually have friends that are not close to us, so I hope we will get the chance to play this game with them as well. As you can imagine, there's not a lot of information out there yet. We do know that we're going to be able to choose between 6 different characters. We have the Arcanist, which seems to be your mage, where you're gonna have a little bit of damage and utility spells. And we're also going to have a Pyromancer for those mages who like to set everything on fire. Great for those super crazy damage casters out there, like my wife. We also have the Berserker, which is your bulky bruiser type of character.
One of my favorite characters is the Berserker, who fills the warrior class. My favorite ability on the Berserker is an ability called Fling, because you can pick up your friends and throw them further into the foray, or take an enemy, for example, and throw them back to your friends to deal with.
The Ranger, which seems to be a DPS control type of character, being able to do damage and also debuff enemies and control areas of the map. The Rogue, which not only seems to be a very good single target melee DPS, it also seems like it's going to allow us to get either more or better loot. And the Bard with its buffs, debuffs, and crazy shenanigans. I couldn't find information about this, but I really hope we can get more than one of the same hero in the party. People can already sign up for the beta, which I'm gonna leave links in the description. And according to the Steam page, release is set to 2025, but who knows. One thing I forgot to mention is that this game is supposed to be played for a very long time. This is supposed to be taken as a Dungeons and Dragons campaign type of situation where you get together with your friends, you progress in the adventure, you stop, you go home, and then you come back again later on and you continue the same story. You are going to be able to play multiple adventures at the same time, and as far as I understand, you're going to be able to jump into your friends' adventures and they can continue even if you're not present. But the idea is to create this community experience where you're getting together with your friends, especially locally, so you can all enjoy this. So pretty much the way I see it is a digital version of Dungeons and Dragons where you're still supposed to get together, have some drinks, pizza, chips, or whatever it is, and just play the game, but everything that is happening is being reflected on your screen. That, and the fact that the game looks so charming, and as far as I can see, it's gonna be simple to play, makes me feel like it's gonna be a great introduction for players that are not used to these type of games. Now, I do have some questions and concern for the future. So for instance, the main one that I can think of is, I hope more classes are going to be introduced. What's going to happen if a class is introduced and we are in the middle of an adventure? Is it going to be a way for that character to catch up with the party, for instance? Or do I have to start a completely new adventure because it is a new character starting from scratch? Also, can I have guest parties in my adventure? Can, for instance, invite a friend, a character that he already has in a different adventure, to join my adventure for a particular quest, and then that character can go back and continue whatever he was doing on his original adventure. Obviously, there is a lot more information that we don't have, like character progression and so forth, and this game was just announced, so I'm extremely excited just based on what I've seen so far and the potential this game has in the future. But what about you? Are you excited about this game? Do you think this team can pull out something with the quality that we used to get from Blizzard? Also, with how many people do you see yourself playing this game? If you liked this video, please leave a like, subscribe, and see you on the next one.